Boy, I be snitching like crazy on these Dodge dealerships. So over the weekend, I had a few people tell me about some situations with some Dodge dealerships that kind of pissed me off to the point where I literally had to go say something to Dodge about the crap these dealers are still pulling. I mean, it wasn't enough that they charged some customers hundreds of thousands of dollars over a sticker for a Demon 170. And now here they go trying to get over on customers again, trying to nickel and dime them when they bring their vehicles in for service, even though there are TSBs out and one of the other upgrades should have been free. So in this video, I want to tell you guys about the situation going on with the Demon 170s, including the Hellcat. And then I also want to tell you guys what you can do to make sure that these Dodge dealerships don't try to cheat you out of your hard-earned money. It's that time of year again where you need to save as much money as you can to buy the gifts for everyone else and including yourself. So my friends at Just Bolt-Ons and Drag Racing Wheels have you covered. In case you need anything like exhaust systems, sticky Mickeys, catch cans, tonneau covers, whatever, my friends at Just Bolt-Ons and Drag Racing Wheels have some of the best prices online. And with my promo code BUTTER that you use at checkout, you can save up to an additional 15% off on your next order. So check out my friends at Just Bolt-Ons, DragRacingWheels.com, where some of the best prices online just got a little bit better. So I'm over 36,000 friends, and 61% of you guys not yet subscribed. It was enough that these Dodge dealers try to get over on thousands of people trying to charge insanely stupid amounts of money for the Demon 170s from 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, and in some cases $200,000 for some of the Demon 170s. And now after customers now have their vehicles, now these guys want to go and try to nickel and dime those same customers in the service departments. So in this particular situation over the weekend, I actually knew about one situation a few weeks ago. I just haven't had the time to actually go and talk to Dodge about this first situation because it was involved with a couple more things than just the spark plugs. But this is the one I'm gonna talk about that just happened over the weekend. Now, one of you guys reached out to me because one of their friends had took their Demon 170 to a Dodge dealership. Now, I'm not gonna out the dealership because I've already sent the Dodge all the unredacted information that I'm gonna show in this video. So I'm not gonna out the dealership publicly about the nonsense that they did. Now, there is already a Star Bulletin out and a TSB out for these spark plugs. Now, these spark plugs, in case you haven't been noticing this or hearing this from me, that there's been major issues with the spark plugs in the Demon 170s. Now, I've reported on previous videos earlier this year how some of these spark plugs have basically exploded, well, not exploded, but dropped a diode into the cylinder head, and in one engine, it destroyed it, grenaded it, and they had to get a new engine. Then another situation where one of them actually came apart, but it didn't destroy the actual engine, and the customer was still able to just get the diode pulled out of the engine and replace the spark plug, and his engine was good to go. But every single person I've ever talked to who has a Demon 170, who took their car to the dealership to get it checked, every single person I know all said the same thing. Every single person said that the tech told them that every spark plug they had in their car was gapped out of spec. Whether it was either too tight or too loose, it didn't matter. They was all not gapped properly from the factory. And I've shown you guys in videos in the past, especially a couple months ago, how even the replacement engines that these customers have gotten, the spark plugs in those replacement engines were the exact same way. The spark plugs were not gapped properly. And so this situation for this particular customer is where a lot of us know, especially from me making videos and the TSB and all that stuff, and just from pure, talking on the forums and stuff, everybody knows to go swap the spark plugs out of their engines, especially like going to swap over to NGK, because NGK from a lot of influencers seems to be the most popular spark plug to put in your modern Mopar. So this particular customer, he went and actually replaced his own spark plugs in the Demon 170, but the kicker is that one of his spark plugs was not able to come out. It was actually seized in the block. And like I said, this is not a uncommon theme that's going on with the Demon 170s. Like I said, I've already shown you, I put it right here on the screen right here. Replacement engine blocks have had this same exact issue with these spark plugs being threaded improperly, and then the tech has to go and break it out of the block. Then they gotta go retap the block, get a new spark plug, and then bam, there you go, the issue is taken care of. This is an issue that has been repeated multiple times that I've seen through multiple photos. I just have reported on the multiple times I've actually heard about this. But in this particular situation, the customer replaced his own spark plugs and the dealership charged him to get that one spark plug out of the block. Now, honestly, in my opinion, he should not have been charged for that because that was a factory defect in that car. So it shouldn't matter that either he replaced the spark plugs or the dealership replaced the spark plugs. It was still a factory defect that is on Dodge to replace. So I think in this case, the dealership should have actually opened their own little star case with Dodge, say, hey, well, you know, the customer places his own spark plugs, but in this particular situation, the actual plug won't come out. We need to be reimbursed for doing this for this customer because it should never happen. But I'm gonna show you guys right here the paperwork from the dealership. So I'm not going to out the dealership because I've already sent the actual unredacted version of this paperwork to Dodge for them to have a conversation with the dealership, which I hope they will go and refund the customer. Customer states that he was changing his own spark plugs and the cylinder number 6 plug was very tight. It would not come. Please remove the plug and install customer supplies. Now, the technician, I'm gonna blur his name out because I don't want nobody to find out who it is. He removed the C spark plug from cylinder number 6. He retapped the spark plug bore and installed the customer supplied spark plugs, totaled the 22 foot-pounds, reassembled and verified the repairs. And that was a $400 fix to do. So that is a lot of money. And I'm looking throughout the rest of this paperwork. There is no listing on here. Let me see, I'm going looking even on the second page. Yeah, even on the second page, it just says, let's see, $370 for labor, but it doesn't even tell you how many labor hours it is or how much the cost of the labor is. So I don't understand why this dealership charged this much money for this particular repair. I said, I'm looking on here. I do not see anything about how long it took to replace the spark plug. Now I'm going to assume that it shouldn't take more than an hour to actually replace one single spark plug in a Dodge Challenger, especially Demon 170. I'm not going to assume it's going to take more than 1 hour. So the labor rate for that, I'd highly doubt that this shop's labor rate, because like I said, I don't see anywhere in this paper how much labor it is. I doubt it $370. Okay, maybe they want to basically tell the customer beforehand, like, hey, look, you know, if we go and replace the spark plug, there's going to be a charge for it because we know you replace your own and we got to retap this, blah, blah, blah. Now, I would say, honestly, in this situation, if that was the case, I would advise any of you guys in the future, if you want to replace your spark plugs in your Demon 170, I will advise for you to go to the dealership first before you change anything out and have them check the gap on your spark plug, because there's already like a Star Bulletin out for it, and there's already a TSB out for it, that if you're having, you know, engine performance issues, you can go to the dealership and have them check this out. And if you go and have them check this out and have them do this on a warranty, you won't get charged for it. And then after that fact, and if they happen to get a spark plug here and there, they'll go fix it for you under warranty. And then after you go back home, you can go and replace that spark plug whatever you want and be done with it. But this is one thing I'm gonna tell you guys, that if you got Demon 170, go do this first. Go to the dealership, get this checked out. Now that TSB they put out says you got to have like these wide variety of check engine lights or check engine codes on your cluster. But I've told my dealer that, you know, I didn't have a check engine light on my car. I just told them that I was having performance issues, because if you see the bottom of that TSB, it tells you that you can have this loss of power and this other stuff and stuttering, all this other stuff, and don't have to have a check engine light. So that's what I told my dealership for them to check spark plugs in my particular car, and I was able to get mine regapped and I didn't get anything charged for it. I still got to actually go back to the dealership and then get the rest of my spark plugs gapped properly, because they ran out of time. Because I told them I was not stupid enough to leave my Demon 170 at that dealership, especially before I had an alarm system put into my car, which I'm gonna make a video about that pretty soon. Okay, I gotta do like a timeout on this particular video, because as I was editing, because a lot of times I record and I edit as I'm actually talking and stuff. So this video was getting pretty long. It's already, at my estimation, around like almost 10 minutes long. So I'm going to go ahead and end this right here, because the next part I'm talking about in the video, the second situation with these other 3 cars and the whole security and the dealership crap, that would take about another like 20 minutes to be going through all the whole nonsense. So I didn't want to make like a 30-minute video. So we're going to end right here with this situation with these spark plugs. And I'll just say yet again, if you want your spark plugs checked, where you're going to want your spark plugs checked, because every person I've ever talked to with their spark plugs, all of them was not gapped properly. So go use the information I gave you guys, go get your spark plugs checked, get them taken care of. And then if you want to switch off to any other brand, NGK, Bosch, whoever, go do it after that fact, because you don't want to get caught in a situation where the spark plug is seized in the block and you gotta go pay to get it fixed or whatever. So go make sure you guys take care of that crap. And then in the next video, I'll probably release that later on today too. We're going to talk about the whole security nonsense with these cars and the dealership trying to charge crazy absurd prices for these cars. It doesn't make sense to have the same thing done, and then depending on if it's a Hellcat or a Red Eye, whatever, the price is different, which at the end of the day, they're usually the exact same car. But let me know what you guys think. And as I said earlier, I'm gonna scroll my social media right here. If you have a problem with these dealerships doing this nonsense, I'm gonna say that you can also try to contact Dodge and have a star case open for you, because I done the same thing with my Ram TRX. The dealership did not want to go and actually warranty replace my bumper, my Ram TRX, because I had like this coating issue on the bumper. So I had to go call like Ram Cares and go open a case with them, and then take that case to the dealership, and then they actually went and actually ordered my new bumper under warranty. So this may be a situation with these spark plugs that you might have to go contact Dodge, get maybe like a star case, and hey, the dealership refuses to go and actually check your car for these spark plugs, and this is like a known issue with the TSB and its paperwork. You might have to get like a star case from Dodge themselves, take it to the dealership, and have the dealership go and actually check it. So but let me know what you guys think. If you guys have had this same issue with the dealership, are trying to charge you, did the dealership actually charge you to fix this stuff with the spark plugs? Let me know. And as I said, social media stuff's right here at the bottom, and I'll be happy to go talk to Dodge and snitch on these dealerships again, because this is stuff that really pisses me off, these dealerships where they're trying to nickel and dime you when you've already paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of these vehicles. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know this happened to you. And until the next video, I'm out.